Dublin, Reuters, Ireland and APO's governing Fine Gael party elected Leo Varadkar as its new leader on Friday, choosing the gay, 38-year-old son of an Indian immigrant to succeed Enda Kenny as Prime Minister in a striking sign of the COUNTRY and APO's rapid social change. Varadkar overcame ministerial colleague Simon Coveney as expected, winning an overwhelming majority among the centre-right Party and APO's lawmakers who hope the straight-talking Dubliner can lead them to third successive term for the first time. Bar an unexpected development, Varadkar will be voted in as Prime Minister when Parliament next sits on June 13 and become the once staunchly Catholic COUNTRY and APO's first openly gay premier and the youngest person ever to hold the office. And quote, if my election today shows anything, it is that prejudice has no hold in this republic and quote, Varadkar said to huge applause in a speech at Dublin and APO's Mansion House, where Ireland and APO's Parliament first sat almost a century ago. And quote, I know when my father travelled 5,000 miles to build a new home in Ireland, I doubt that he ever dreamed that one day his son would grow up to be its leader, and despite his differences, his son would be judged by his actions, not his identity. And quote, every proud parent in Ireland today can dream big dreams for their children and quote, Varadkar said. His election marks another chapter in the social change that has swept through the country of 4.6 million people that only decriminalized homosexuality in 1993 but became the first country to adopt gay marriage via popular vote in 2015. It also shows another face of modern-day Ireland. Varadkar and APO's father Ashok, who like his son is a doctor, was born in Mumbai in India. He met his wife Miriam, an Irish nurse, in England in the 1970s before moving to Ireland where Varadkar was born. The generational shift from Kenny, 66, who led the party for 15 years and has been Prime Minister since 2011, will likely be matched with Varadkar and APO's cabinet choices. Paschal Donohoe, 42, is expected to be promoted to Finance Minister, replacing the retiring Michael Noonan. Varadkar and APO's opponents, who hope his blunt style will prove a liability rather than an asset to Fine Gael, were quick to claim that the current Social Protection Minister, who recently led a campaign against and quote welfare chats and quote would move the government to the right. And quote Leo Varadkar is of Tory. Fine Gael will be dragged even further to right under his leadership, and that can only mean further hardship for ordinary people and quote Gerry Adams, president of the left-wing Sinn Féin opposition party, said in a statement. Supporters, on the other hand, excitedly compare their new leader to charismatic Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and new French President Emmanuel Macron, anticipating a rebound from last year and APO's disappointing election, where they only returned to power as the senior party in a fragile minority government. Fine Gael has already received a bounce, regaining its standing as the most popular party in most opinion polls, and Varadkar has pledged to hit the ground running with promises of increased infrastructure spending and further income tax cuts. However, despite inheriting the fastest-growing economy in Europe, he will have less room to boost spending and cut taxes in his first budget than Kenny enjoyed in each of his last two as Ireland seeks its first balanced budget in a decade. He will also face the diplomatic and economic challenge of Brexit, which is set to impact neighbouring Ireland more than any other European Union country due to its close trading links with Britain and land border with British-run Northern Ireland. The constraints of minority rule, where Fine Gael relies on the backing of rival Fianna Fáil on key votes, could also act as a brake on his ambitions, and while Varadkar has ruled out an early election, analysts are alive to the possibility. And quote having Leo Varadkar at the helm in the next election probably sets Fine Gael up better than under Enda Kenny. I think THAT and APO's a safe bet, but everyone watching Irish politics knows this is to all extents and purposes a zombie government and quote said David Farrell, politics professor at University College Dublin. And quote I think the fact that he will be so tightly constrained would suggest that on balance going for an early election may be best for him. Cut and run during a honeymoon, on his terms, might be the way to go. And quote